is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News. Okay, this is two articles that were sent to me from the Sun down in Northport, and they were written by Elaine Emrich, who I know she writes a lot of issues on a lot of issues down there impacting Northport. Her husband is Pete. Pete is a local activist, if you will. He did run for city commission. It was unsuccessful, but he's always out there trying to bring attention to the issues. And he sent me his wife's two articles. One basically touching on the West Nile and how the bald eagle died out there. That I guess Elaine was reporting on that, which I do remember seeing it. And they talked about how it's the first one to come about, and then she started going into this new article, which examines the mosquito control and what's being done, what's not being done, and why we're having an uptick in mosquitoes, possibly. She went into it, and what she says is that mosquito control within Sarasota County, and I wasn't aware of this until I read her article, have cutbacks on the ditch spraying, and they went from 15 technicians to 3 within Sarasota County. They say that they're trying to control the disease-carrying mosquitoes as being a challenge, and I would say so if you go from 15 to 3. If you just look at some of the information she laid out, you got a female mosquito that can lay up to 500 eggs. They can do this 3 times before dying. Their eggs are then deposited into just as small as 1 inch of stagnant water. And then shortly after that, the young ones mate. They get out, they start emerging. The female mosquitoes can thrive, according to Elaine, up to 2 months in warm weather. And some of the conditions that make them thrive more are when you go from drastic droughts to heavy rains, like we've seen here in Sarasota County, and those create for ideal conditions. And then she just went into mosquito control within Sarasota County, how each year they go out, they hire these seasonal workers. I guess there's about 6 aides that they bring on to help the 9 full-time technicians who would normally be overwhelmed. They go out there, and you got to think it's an important job because, like she said, you got Zeke out there, you got Chickawanga, all kinds of paralysis or death, West Nile, Denegog. So you want to keep mosquitoes in check. Now, I'm not a huge fan of what they're spraying, and I have concerns about the chemicals. But then how do you balance that? Because I'm not a fan of the mosquitoes. And I can tell you, mosquitoes are out of control. And during the day now, too, out of control. I can't even go outside. In her article, she said for the 20 years, the Department of Fleet Spraying Trucks has been operating by spray techs who would just drive on the left side of the road, and they would use an arm that's on the truck or to spray the ditches in the driver's side up and down throughout the county. And I guess Matt Smith, who runs Sarasota Mosquito Control, he decided to change that. And that whole procedure, and he ordered that all the 9 full-time people, not the aides that are there, technicians, have to stop using their trucks to spray the ditches in assigned areas, which I wasn't aware of, because I know from stuff I've read, spraying the ditches is essential in trying to control the mosquito population. He's basically gone out there and replaced the system with 3 handmade devices that individuals go out there and they're installed on their trucks, and they use those. But she brought up an interesting point. If you got 9 full-time people and 6 assistants, 15 individuals, and only 3 devices, someone's not using them. So does that make sense? As a result, she said that they've increased aerial spraying, and the aerial spraying, which I did not know this number. I mean, Elaine wrote an excellent article, and I'm going to refer you to the Sun. I don't know where the link is because Pete just sent me the entire text of it. And due to my relationship with him, I don't feel comfortable sharing the full text. Otherwise, I would, because it's a very interesting article. But it costs about $6,000, and basically they spray these chemicals, this NALED, which is supposed to kill the adult mosquitoes, and they do it in low-lying areas. It's a process called adult siding. I guess it's considered to be the last ditch effort, the one that you want to use at the last resort. And you know, she brought up a lot of questions and asked some good questions, which are probably upsetting the county mosquito control. And she wants to know why, if there's 3 spares, why do you have 15 people? How can they all use them? Why change everything to allow these huge outbreaks? And why the change? And why isn't the county being more taking more action or tentative to the fact that we have this huge mosquito um, explosion happening, and maybe it's associated with the changes that Smith has incorporated. Uh, and it's funny too. I didn't realize this, that she said that some of the full-time employees there are saying that they're continuously taking their eyes off the road because they have to monitor these ditches. And basically, what happens is they got to go out and monitor, and if they see larvae or anything in these zones and these ditches, they cannot spray to kill the infestation. They actually have to go out and report it, which makes no sense. And so there seems to be a lot of idiosyncrasies, is that the word, and the processes that are out there. Uh, it says in April, Smith told of all 9 spray techs that an unnamed Sarasota County Sheriff's Office employee said workers could be held liable if they cause a crash. So here it is, you got this Sarasota mosquito control out there, and they're telling people, okay, you can't spray, you just got to monitor these ditches. We want you to do that as you're driving, monitor them, see if you see anything. Don't take action to call the explosion of mosquitoes there. We want you to report it. And by the way, if you're in an accident, you're going to be held accountable, not us. Very interesting. I wish Pete would have sent the link. I'll try to find the link and put it below this video because I probably didn't do justice summarizing it, but great article and great work by Elaine. I'm trying to get to the bottom of why there's this huge uptick in mosquitoes within Sarasota County. So that's it. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.